the William Shakespeare cult rap might have just got some superpowers because he's recovered from a severe car accident, and in hip hop, whenever you escape either death or jail, you get better. You can look at Pac, you can look at Snoop, Kanye, Conway. I don't make the rules. But Boldy James is fresh off of an MVP caliber 2022, where he had 4 projects in my top 25. He still got that 12 months of slave type work ethic because this is his 3rd project of the year. And what really makes Boldy James run right now special is 1, he's become extremely consistent, probably the most consistent member of Griselda. And then 2, just the sheer evolution of his pen, where he significantly improved his pen with pretty much each project since about 2019. So when you take his technical writing, pair it up with how descriptive he is about his coattails, it separates him from a really crowded coke rap space. He working with ChanHays on this project. I'm not familiar with him, and it also means this ain't the J Dilla project, so I got slight beef with that. But Boldy got a really good ear for beats, so I trust his judgment. Let's get to it.
Change niggas, snort cane niggas, you want love to them oil tank niggas. Now my wall safe, bigger courtesy of them oil-based pillars.
That's dead for real. He just switched off of it, but that was a fire flow, and he had this 4-syllable rhyme scheme where he said it like, I think 7 times within the line. Nearly every single syllable is rhyming, and he doing that while he got the drug imagery. That's tough.
So much cane in the spot, smell like some paint thinner. Turn 18 circles to a square like a shapeshifter. TT been waiting 3 hours.
18 squares to a circle. That's disgusting. Squares, I think that's kilos. And then the circle sound like he talking about to an operation. That's fire.
Chopper bigger than a trombone. We the Black Sopranos at the drug zone. Taja hit you with the drum roller. He the alto and I'm the bass tenor.
Nigga, I see what we doing. That's a fire scheme. Trombone, drum roll, bass, alto.
But I can kick it off on the special teams like a place kick. Stepping on the work. On the block selling beans.
I like that.
Chasing 8 figures. On the Glock 17 told Lil Mama on day strip.
Hey, that's tough. First of all, that beat was mesmerizing. That woozy vocal sample. I like the guitars under it. And man, when you could do it drumless, or the drums were real subtle here, it might as well have been drumless. When you do that well, you could create some interesting soundscapes, and they did that here. Boldy was on point with the rapping. The drug tails were super vivid. I like the flow switch up from him. He's really been flashing some dope flows on his last couple of projects. And then some really standout lines, especially the square to a circle like a shapeshifter line. That band instrument scheme was dope. That's a tough opener. This is Flashback.
I'm on cherry line in OD, smoking marathon with OG, blowing smoke like a cherry bomb. We got heroin by the key.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm telling you, the evolution of Boldy's pen. Dog, when I first heard Boldy, I didn't think he was anything special as a lyricist. But like, what he doing right here is elite. It's a 6-syllable rhyme scheme, and he's doing it multiple times in the same line. It's not normal, dog.
She was there when I fought that case. She was there when I copped the plea. Wasn't there when needed you most. I was there when you needed me. Motherfuck them posts on IG. It's a bell I need you to post. It's a cell I need you to catch.
If an IG post bill, that's a tough flip.
The mix got it shift and shake. Took a trip to 3 different states. Now them slips just reciprocate plus a 10% interest rate.
Yo, he back on that 6-syllable. It's a little bit slanted, but it's a 6-syllable rhyme scheme again.
Is we the only reason that these niggas even breathing? Leave a nigga people's grieving, it ain't no even Stevens. I commit crimes with the creatures, I run the streets with heathens. Just make sure that you keep in mind that I'm an evil genius.
Man, the pen is cold. Still got the vivid storytelling. Then he's using this even Steven 4-syllable rhyme scheme, and he's taking the E sound from that rhyme scheme and using it as an internal in between the bars. That's tough.
Take a nigga up top without even blinking. Trunk ain't big enough in the Dodge. We gon' need
still
the
going.
The whole 4 in the cream. Ain't even need a cut. Yesterday I burned the whole OZ out of QP a run. Come to the floor, I'm catching steam and I'm just heating up. Just got some new shit in and all my fiends been giving me the flood.
Hey, that one was tough too. I think Shapeshifter is a little bit better, but I think this one's still super tough. This song had even more of a lo-fi aesthetic than Shapeshifter, and I think that really played back into the Flashback theme. I like the uniqueness of the Shapeshifter beat, but I still like those bright, airy keys. Get a beat a really smooth, sweet vibe to it. Boldy's penmanship was different. I got into some of the technical aspects aspects of how he's putting syllables together. I like how he's comparing his girl to like the niggas that wasn't there for him. Second verse, I loved how he started with that opening rhyme scheme. Drug Tales was vivid. I think the only thing this song was really missing that put Shapeshifter above it was it didn't have the punches that Shapeshifter had. It did have that post bail line though that was pretty dope. But yeah, that was tough. This is the love we gave.
End of the day, my youngin' here lend you his K. More than generous, left him in his whip, just him and his bay. Habanero pepper boy, you know we caliente. Strum the trombone out the guitar case, let the violin play.
Nigga, yo, that might have been harder than that first instrument scheme that he had on Shapeshifter. The trombone, he's talking about to chop out the guitar case. You can stash a AK in the guitar case or AR, whatever you want to use, and then let the violin play like when you die playing the violin.
Overconfident, I'ma take the same shot as MJ. Greatest story ever told, we get them blocks to Kimbe. 18 karat gold, these niggas.
No. I ain't trying to hear block, no post play. Leave that alone. Leave that in 2005, 2010. Stop it.
10K, pull 250 out Virginia, but we not from VA. Was gritting out the taco stand, a brick and nacho libre. Still trapping through the wire in the spot with B-Ray. Hit dog capping like he solid, but he not no eBay. Whatever, still sitting in the trap, slapping, selling weed and pills, still getting money, still strapped.
This flow is hard.
Keep concealed burners in the
Man, this flow is hard, and the pace that he's rapping at, it makes these bars talking about trying to trap out the hood sound even more urgent and necessary. This is dope. And also, for this to be a minimalist beat, the beat is getting chaotic right now, which I really like.
Been lipping pistols in the club, snuck a big strig. Put them Teddy Ruxpins and balloons up with the big ribbons. Compliments of blocks, drugs on them with them bundles. Out in Valley with them bloods that be stoning in the jungles.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, I thought ChanHays was the little nigga who was on the cover of this album. I ain't want to say nothing just in case I was wrong, and I would have been wrong, because ain't no way that little nigga on the cover got this much soul. Fire vocal sample, and then I like how on the chorus of this song, they used a different part of the sample. Definitely added layers to the beat, and then I like the rapping from Boldy on both the first and the second verse. He took the same rhyme scheme from start to finish. I like the second verse a lot. The faster pace flow. I mean, he's been rapping about trapping from start to finish, but the urgency what he was rapping with in that second verse, I think that made it special. This is tough. This is 3 for 3. This is trust issues.
Gritting in the trap, I was catching pops. Supposed to been at school, I was at the spot. Getting off the sack, stacking off the top. Stepping on the food, burning down the side. Hood hit the corner, turning up the block.
Yo, this is different, dog. So what's making this beat and the flow special is this beat is in 3/4 time. Like if you count out the beats in a rap song, 99% of the song is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. With this song being 3/4 time is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which give it this swingy type vibe to it. And then Boldy is playing right into it with this swingy back and forth flow. That's tough, man. That take a lot of musicality to do, both from the producer and Boldy to float over it.
On the fire with the pills in Des Moines, though a die headed tail slip a corn. Trust issue. Brody got the striggy, see more bricks than the third little piggy. Keep a wood full of potpourri.
That's so stupid. That's hard though.
Smack a 4-way, it can take an E violated. Probate, I'ma take the plea. Told my beta anything the judge give me over 2, don't even wait on me. Where we at? I don't trust
That's
shit
crazy.
but my Skeletor. What you think this Glock 27 for? This shit way deeper than a metaphor.
Boldy James got like 5,000 ways to describe selling drugs, and we finna get hit with all of them. More vivid storytelling, more vivid imagery. The technical rapping is still on point. I will say though, when Boldy's at his absolute best, we get this, plus he either punches or he'll find creative ways to describe the drugs, which kind of make it a punchline. So for example, he'll describe heroin as Old Yeller, and he's punched at points in this album, just not that much this song. I will say though, with the 3/4 time, the swingy flow, that was really impressive here. I'm really impressed with Hayes though. These beats ain't nothing groundbreaking, but there's just something refreshing about these lo-fi minimal soul samples, and he's picking some good ones. It's an odd comparison, but this album is kind of reminding me of the Versace tape, because the Versace tape was really soulful as well. The difference here though is, unlike the Versace tape, this project is actually good. This is 730K.
The drug dealer that I bought $730,000 worth of drugs from. I want to see receipts.
Goodbye, my fair weather friend. Thought you'd be there in the end. Guess I was wrong.
Now you
going with the wind. It's the big creature. I came in this game slick as an oil spill. I be fish greasing. Tell him quit reaching. Before we.
I was about to say the slick as an oil spill was life, but the way he played into that fish greasing line, referring to pure coke, that's that witty way to describe drugs I was talking about in the last song.
Moving bundles on the touch tongue. Now we send them out of town for the big bucks. Hey, if you really from the drugs on.
What is he trying to accomplish with this song?
Down, they your six up. All this paper in my pad got me paranoid. Pockets padded like a jail toy. Red hit me with the pack, I had to sell for it. Jimmy Choo's from the rack ran me 1240.
I don't know what this song was trying to accomplish, but I'm pretty sure it didn't do it. I was a textbook way how to ruin a good sample, because that vocal sample is hard, but the drums do not fit that sample at all. Then it completely overpowered the sample, but whenever the drums cut out, the beat sounded fine. Boldy had some good punches here, but that was easily his lightest rapping on this album. Flows was really basic and straightforward compared to the other 4 songs on this album. One feeling that one, that's the only song on here I haven't felt. This is I Tried.
Smoking out a pound of cake, my breeze coming 1,008. Got some heat on my feet that I can't even pronunciate. I've been him since I
like that
gate.
line.
Nobody knew that I was fucking Kelly Bundy. Never met Christina Applegate. Snitches want me back in jail, wishing they could crack the safe. Weight was over on the scale, had to whip it back in shape. Wish I could elaborate.
Weight was over on the scale, had to whip it back in shape. That's a tough line. That's one of the better punches in a minute.
Catch a nigga lacking with his fully. Let it activate. He thinking that it won't happen like just because he strapped his safe. Prada's on my tip. He's moving product out in Ipsy with the brick and Flint water. Then I popped up in the Bentley. Pittsburgh, I scored this.
With the brick and Flint water is fire. It's a good flow too.
Don't miss me with that cappuccino frappe that y'all being to. Pussy ass nigga, belly yellow as a Pikachu.
Alright, we back on track. He slipped a little bit on that last track, but this is back to form. We get a little bit more punching from Boldy, which is refreshing for me. And then I like how this beat had a slow down tempo as contrasted to most of the other songs on here. Boldy found a good pocket with his flow. He's been using like 4-syllable rhyme schemes for most of this album, and he was using like 3 syllables here, so it wasn't as technical as some of the other songs. We get more punchy here, so it's a trade-off that I like. And then another beat that I rock with, great sample selection. I like the guitars. That sample felt real familiar, but I can't place who might have used it before. Let's close this thing out with Strange Days.
I seen some stranger days, and it's damn near too late for me to change my ways. Stashing all this goo up in that shoebox for the rainy days, making play.
That goo out internal rhyme scheme is hard. This is a good opener.
Shadow on my lungs, still smoking. On the phone with my lawyer, discussing custody battles for my son and my baby girl. Feel like I'm the only one can save his world and teach her how a man's supposed to love and not forsake his word. Just know you always got me ready, topping Uncle Poppy, finning fast if something was to happen. No, my brothers got me.
I did not expect this album to take that turn, neither sonically nor lyrically. Lyrically, we've heard Boldy James get personal before, and when he does it, it turns out really well. He did it on this Indiana Jones album from the year before, and I like how he used the perspective of rapping about taking care of his kids and that conflict between his lifestyle and you needing to be there and being a good role model for them. Rhyme schemes was some of the best on the album. He really excelled with the internal rhyme schemes that he was using. And then sonically, this beat was trippy. That really high pitched, it sounded like a muted horn, but it was so high pitched, it could have been something different. That contrasted with that vocal sample that felt almost ominous. I think it was saying the word Stranger Days or Strange Days or something like that. But whatever it was, it created a really woozy, ominous aesthetic, and I rocked with it. Overall, I'm really rocking with this EP. Super short, but with Boldy James style, sometimes that's for the best. First time hearing ChanHays, thoroughly impressed. I made that Versace tape reference earlier kind of tongue-in-cheek, but in all seriousness, this is kind of like actualized potential of hearing Boldy James over really dope soulful samples. I don't think there was a bad sample picked on this album. Now, I will say with the song 730K, it did not need those drums, and I didn't like that beat, but the sample selection, perfect. Boldy James was really on point. This is the best he's ever written, mostly because it didn't have the punchlines of, say, Bo Jackson. But that said, what we got from Boldy from a imagery perspective, storytelling perspective, all the drug tales. Nobody gets into this amount of detail like Boldy does. You know, it might be too detailed for some people, but with a coke rap album coming out every other day, I like getting something that ain't so cut and dry. Then the lyricism from Boldy, he's really pushing himself into that elite category. For him to have such a laid back delivery, he has really smooth flows and he can get into a lot of different pockets. Excellent rhyme schemes. Nothing was groundbreaking with this project, but it was all in the execution. It's a rapper doing what he does best over good production. This was a dope project, literally and figuratively.